I'm Eric Naso with Newsshooter.com. We are at NAB 2022. I'm at the Prolycht booth with Mitch. How you doing, Mitch?
Very well, sir. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. It's great to be here. It's also great to see that you have some interesting new prototype modifiers for your lights.
Yes, we announced a partnership, a technological partnership with Dedolight back in December last year, and we've been actively working towards different things we can do. And some of it is like true, like direct partnership, and some of it was like they were saying, hey, let's take this great light that you've made and use our optics. Their Dado is so known for their optics, so they made optics for our lights. So the first one is this zoom lens. It zooms, and again, it's a little prototypey, so I just manhandle it in, but this zooms from 15 degrees to 30 degrees in and out. When I'm at 30 degrees, when I go to 15 degrees, the beam, nice and tight, that gets up to, at 10 feet, about 50,000 lux.
Wow, that pumps it up.
So it's really taking all the light that comes out of this thing and really just barrels it down and concentrates it. It's great if you just need to get some punch over somewhere, if you're using one of those nice reflector board systems like Lightstream, Lightbridge. So it's very effective. And of course, our light is this color adjustable thing that you can do all these different things with. Here, with the accessory, you can really get that light somewhere really, really great strength.
Really nice. And it's also, you mentioned, this isn't like something you're going to go throw on any light. This is designed for your Prolycht.
Yes, it's important to understand that even though the light is Bowen's mount, which is that sort of universal mount system, all of these optics are precision tuned for our lamp. Because you have a Bowen's mount, it's like a 3-pin ring, but then you have the cob in the center, the light emitter, and how far forward it is relative to the mount, that can change between different brands, and also what's the diameter of it, what's the beam angle of light coming out of it. All these things are different, and because of that, you put this on some others, well, some of them they just won't fit, it just physically won't mount, but others you can put it on and it'll look terrible, the system won't work for it, it's not designed optically for that.
And now how many lenses, how many optics are involved in this design?
So this design, it's deceptively complex and simple. This actually is 2 aspheric elements, one in the back, one in the front, and you're moving them relative to each other, but they're huge. They're precision ground for exactly this use, and they're very large elements, so it really captures all the light and utilizes it without having issues of like color fringing or like onion skinning where you have these rings sort of effect and stuff. You don't have any of that. You have this very even, clean beam, but it's extremely directional and punchy.
Super punchy. And you also, looks like you have a honeycomb sort of a attachment on the front.
I thought this was pretty clever. This is just a little honeycomb that, when the light passes straight through it, it really doesn't block anything, but it helps it be a little bit more directional, but also it just prevents flaring from the sides and such. And again, because this is a prototypey, there were some little things as they were building, they were looking at it like, we want to make some adjustments, but magically they kind of all disappeared when they put this on because it took away some of the stuff that was at the very fringe of it. But the light's only going to improve, or the lens is only going to improve as we go towards production. Now we do have some other accessories.
Oh, let's see.
So we don't know the pricing really on that because we just got it all together and stuff, but we kind of have more of a sense of this because this is there we go, right? This is the DP400. Now the DP400 is a current product from Dado. It's a projector, like a Lico sort of thing. As an accessory, they make it for other lights that they have. This one has been modified to work with the Orion 300 FS. It has different optics in the back, and of course then there's the Bowen's mount. So the idea here is to make a system that takes all the light from here and projects it so that you can cut it, you can shape it, you can actually put gobos in here, and they have their glass cutout ones or the plastic ones that you can see have different color images and such. It also is interchangeable lenses. This one has a 100 millimeter on the front, but they have 4 different sizes. You can put like a 200 something millimeter and send something across this whole convention center. There is this lens, the 100 millimeter, is about the same beam angle as the little projector that we make. The little projector that we make, it's an all-in-one kit, it's a small thing, and we sell it for only $350. This, it costs more, but it's also 4 times as bright. And it has the interchangeable lenses. So ours is really clean and sharp. Not the super brightest one, but if you need something for just a little effect, something a smaller thing, hey, it's a very affordable system. That includes all the gobos and such to it, so it's a complete kit.
And you're getting dado quality lenses. These guys, they know what they're doing.
This has excellent optics, and there's no color fringing and stuff. In fact, Dado has some demonstrations where he shows how he'll use the cutters in it to make this teeny little line, and then he squeezes together and says a teeny tiny little point of light that he did, and it's crystal clean, sharp, and there's no like edging on no weird colors on the edges and stuff. It's really, really clean, sharp. And so this will go on the light, and then you have different lenses if you want to have different magnification stuff, and you can put your different gobos in it, and so it's a complete system there. The other one sells, it retails depending on what lens you have on it for between, say, about $1,000 to $1,400, somewhere in that range. I'm not exactly sure, but I would say that this will probably be similar price range to that, again, depending what lenses and stuff you might want to get. This is basically a wide field lens, so it takes again, very specific for use with this light, because that way it takes that light and it then spreads it out to make a very even 80-degree even spread of light across the field. And then the idea, it has these nice barn doors that are articulate, and so they rotate and such. Nice. So that way, if you're up high and looking down, it doesn't have that. Instead of having that angle, you can make it so their vertical lines are even and such.
I like that.
So it's a nice 8-leaf barn door. But then that system will be interchangeable. You take that off, and then you can have a Bowen's like receiver mount. And then you can put your softbox on that. So you put that in between the softbox and the light, and now you can fill out the softbox very evenly, fully, and so you get the effect that you might want to get out of it. So several clever different lens accessories for this light. Now, of course, we just introduced the 675 Orion light, and so that too will eventually have dado accessories for it.
I was going to ask you that.
It's an ever-growing family of products. And then we also have other things that we're collaborating with Dado on.
Fantastic. Hey, and I have to mention, because you put this beautiful softbox, this is like a 5-foot octo in front. You were telling me, this lighting us right now, you were telling me this is the first time this has ever been used?
So we set it up in China when we made it. It's 150 centimeters across, or 60 inches. So the giant, circular dome light, and this is the first time in the U.S. it's been set up, and this is the first time shooting something that it's been set up. The first footage shot with this lovely, and it's a very nice softbox.
Look into the camera. I mean, look how good we look.
Look at that.
Look at this.
Beautiful.
Me and Mitch are now prototypes for Prolycht.
There you go.
We're physically prototypes.
We might not be the best faces for it, but it does show that you can make something out of a sow's ear story, whatever that is. It's a nice softbox. It's got 2 layers of diffuser. It's got an inner diffuser and outer diffuser, and the grid that all comes together on it. It all travels, collapses down to a nice small thing. We also have a new lantern, a new dome, and or this is a dome. This is a ball, and so that's a 36-inch. ball, so it's a pretty big, ball that we put on this light, because it's a big light, and so we can, really fill out these things very well.
So this is a 675 with this on there, and it's probably set to like 10.
Oh, yeah. I didn't bother to turn this thing. We get a lot of light out of that. So here's a lovely key light that you can use that light for. It's a versatile system, and we try to make nice accessories for it.
All right, thank you, Mitch. That was awesome. Appreciate it.
Thank you.